You get more peace and prosperity. You get more development of the capital markets and borrowing because things go up and they do well. And also a reserve currency is something that other countries that are, have been beaten up want to hold, because that's their way of saving. They build these reserves, which is debt in a country. And so that debt that they're owning, like dollar bonds and so on, becomes a debt of the United States. It's called the exorbitant privilege. You can borrow in that, and you get over indebted. And also in a normal capitalist system, wealth, income gaps and wealth gaps increase. Those who do well earn a lot, and those who don't do as well don't. And so you have greater and greater wealth gaps. And then as time progresses, you have more indebtedness, and you have more wealth gaps and so on. And then you start to have economic conflicts. And of course, at the same time, where the country is dominant, other countries repair themselves and start to grow. So you see Japan in the early years, Japan and Germany coming out of war destruction, healing themselves and becoming competitive in the world markets. And take you through history. Then you have the great overspending, and you have 1971, a debt problem because we tied the value of money to gold. And so, because we had way too much claims on gold than we had gold in 1971, they defaulted. The United States needed to default on its obligations to convert these IOUs to gold. And then you have the 70s. But anyway, you have these cycles in which then debt rises and gaps occur and so on. And then you find yourself in the position that we find ourselves. You find ourselves in a position where, the problem is we spend more money than we earn. We are in debt. And we have large wealth and opportunity gaps and large values gaps. And then there's a lot of fighting over those things. And they're not easy to repair at that stage because, let's say, what do? You want to get financially stronger. Okay, financially stronger means you earn more than you spend. Okay, how is that going to work? Okay, are we going to, it's so easy to say earn more. Well, it's not easy to earn more. And then what? Or cut expenses? Like you're not going to cut expenses. And then you deal with taxes to try to make the balance, and people don't want to get taxed. So there's a fight over, holding on to wealth and how that works. And then you have this polarity, and you say, well, you have to have this problem dealt with in a united way, smart, united way to make the difficult choices. But it's very easy to say, but you have that fragmentation. So what we need, of course, is, and I'm saying, okay, that's internally. Then you have the external part of it, that in that dynamic where, you have a rising power and they believe, that they have rising power and they have rights. And then you have less control by the dominant power.